So we thought we'd put together a little video docu-series, a very short one, about our journey heading towards the OCR 24-hour Enduro Championships, which this year in Sydney are also the World Championships. So it's on the 8th and 9th of June, and today is the 14th of May. So we're the better part of a month away, so a bit less, about 3 weeks-ish. We've been training for a while. Training feels really good, actually. So we thought we'd just make a documentary to tell you guys what is OCR, so obstacle course racing. What is the 24-hour Enduro Championships? It's kind of what it sounds like. So it's a 24-hour race. What are we doing? How have we got there? What training are we doing? What's involved in terms of racing kit? Nutrition. So that plays an amazing amount. It has a huge play in this event. And then things, we'll actually try and film some of the event itself. So what is the event? So obstacle course racing is a 24-hour race. This is the athlete guide on the screen that they give you. It's a pretty well put together guide, actually. It's one of the better ones I've seen. Some of them can be a little bit pokey. It doesn't tell you much, does it? It's one of the better ones to put together. I'll leave it there. There's a few different categories you can do this in. You can do this as a solo competitor. So 24-hour race. The course is roughly 10 laps. So 10 kilometers per lap. Let's get that right. And you do as many laps as you can in 24 hours. I've just noticed this photo. This dude is barefoot. Yeah, no, that's not going to happen for 24 hours. So you can do it solo. And I'll talk more about people we know that are going to be in this race as well. I haven't spoken to them yet, so I'll get there okay before I throw them up on the internet. But we do know a few people who are doing it solo. We are not, obviously. And by we, I mean me and my immediate compadres. We are going to be in the co-ed team. So 2 male and 2 female. I'm going to talk more about my teammates later once I've had a chance to chat to them. So the event is down. It is in the Dargle Farm. So Dargle Water Ski Resort area, which is 80 minutes out of Sydney. 8th and 9th of June, and New South Wales, Sydney. It's going to be cold. Sorry, it potentially could be cold. For me as a Queenslander, it's going to be cold. It's going to be cold. So I'm going to just scroll down a few bits and pieces here. This is just information. There are some interesting parts to a 24-hour race that set it apart from a normal obstacle race. So obstacle racing is a mixture of trail running, and obviously the obstacles are there to serve several different purposes. Some are there to fatigue you, both physically and mentally, because some of them are balance-based, some of them are strength-based, some of them are endurance-based. Some of them are just designed to make you get up and down to tire you out for future obstacles. So even though you might look at them in isolation and think, oh, that's not hard, but you can't look at it fresh. So you can't look at it and go, if I was fresh, how can I do that? You've got to look at everything that comes before it. So it's quite tactical, especially over 24 hours. So there's a few things you have to have over a 24-hour race, which is a headlamp and a safety whistle. Must have those on you at all time. When you run in the dark, coincidentally, it's not like you would, if you were to go for a run tonight out on the street, there's ambient lighting everywhere. Everywhere. Even if you're nowhere near houses, just the city's reflected glow. When you're out in the bush, it's pitch black. It is pitch black, and you can see spider eyes and frogs and all sorts of critters running away from you. The main obstacles are lit up, but some of the obstacles are not, and that's part of it. Now there'll be a map further on that will show you where lighting towers and things are. You get a pit area. So as a team of 4, I believe we get up to 5 pit crew. So you can imagine over 24 hours, it's a 10-kilometer lap. Basically, this most simplistic way of doing it is everyone just goes 10k, 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 so one at a time. So assuming about an hour, it could be more, it could be less, depending on fatigue and physical fitness and a whole manner of things. Call it an hour to make it simple. That means that you go and run, you've then got 3 hours to eat, sleep, get the food back out of you again, because believe me, you want it out. And do any sort of first aid, recovery, body maintenance that you need to do in that 3-hour period. So having people with you to help and on standby, especially when the mind demons kick in. 1:30 in the morning, it is cold, you are wet, you are dirty and filthy, you're sore, hands are raw, you're probably bleeding from a few places from falling over. God, it helps having people. So not just your teammates, but actually having a pit crew. Because your teammates are just going to be in just as much pain as you are. They're either just waking up and trying to warm up, or they're asleep, or they're still recovering. Yeah, pit crew. We'll just scroll through a few bits and pieces here. So this is not really interesting to you guys. This is what is interesting. So I mentioned some of the obstacles. Some are designed to fatigue you. So things like rope climbs and heavy carries, swims. There are some like balance beams and other obstacles of a balance or a mental nature. If you get the obstacle wrong, so if you don't complete the obstacle or you fail, then you get a 20 burpee penalty. Burpees are chest to floor, stand up straight, jump, clap, hands touch overhead. 20 burpees. That fatigues. Again, you think about it in isolation, you'd smash that out in less than a minute. But 20 burpees after you've already been going for 6 hours, it's going to take you at least sort of a minute and a half to 2 minutes to knock 20 of those out. You could, it's probably going to be faster in the heat of the moment, but it's going to slow you down. It takes a lot of gas. And I was thinking before, actually, I was like, I wonder if it's quicker to actually take the penalty than to do some of the obstacles. And having a look at some of the obstacles, and we will have a look in a minute, I don't think so. Because I legitimately thought, you know what, I wonder if it's worth just taking the burpees. It's probably not faster, but depending on what the obstacle is and how wrecked you are, yeah, in a team situation, I don't think that's a viable tactic. As a solo, maybe. At hour 19 and your hands are shredded, yeah, climbing a rope might not be a lot of fun. Burpees might be a more attractive option. So let's just keep rolling down a little bit. Showers, prizes, accommodation, all that kind of stuff. I don't think there's a whole lot more in here. That's a cool picture. So let's have a quick look at, so what I dug up the map from last year. It's the same location, and from what I've been told, it tends to flip directions from year to year. So this is roughly a 10k loop. There's 30 obstacles, and they've got all funny names, so that it's a bit hard to tell what they are unless you've done it before. So things like the vaults, commando crawl, tire tread, incline walls. Now I know what some of these are. So things like ammo carry. It's a heavy box carry, like 10 to 20 kilos in each hand. Carry it for a X amount of distance. Where you can see the little suns, I'll move the mouse around here. Where you can see the suns, that's the ones these are the obstacles that are lit up. Everywhere else is dark. Dark. And cold and wet. Dark, cold, and wet. Does that clarify it? Yeah, a little bit. Roman swings, so pyramids, traverse ropes. So let's pull up some of these. I just did a really quick Google on some of these. So some of them are pretty simple. So like an A-frame, it's a cargo net climb. Look, again, like in lap 1, you don't even think about that. Lap 7, in the dark, like this photo's taken, you're pretty tired. This slows you down. It's still not a difficult obstacle, but it's not designed to be. It's designed to slow you down, to take an average time off your run pace. Running in the dark's hard enough. You lose so much speed running in the dark unless you've got a small floodlight attached to your shoulders somehow. It really does slow you down running in the dark, even with a decent headlamp. We just scroll through here. That's an incline wall. Feet aren't really useful. It's pretty much an arms only climb. So your feet are just there to push you away from the wall as opposed to going up the wall. I think they call this the jungle vine. So it's either it's a rope traverse. Now, again, not a hugely difficult obstacle. When you're a bit stiff and cold, yeah, it presents challenges. What it does do is you can see how their legs are on the rope. It's going to slice up your legs. You're going to get really raw. Your hands, see this gentleman in the foreground, bare hands. Some obstacles, you need that sort of tactile grip. I don't think so in this one. The guy in the background has gloves. Much better option. I need to get some gloves. I need some better ones. I haven't got fully big waterproof gloves. I feel the cold really bad. I'm not worried about the fitness for this thing at all. I'm worried about the cold. I don't do well with cold. Anyway. Yeah. Ring the bell. So this is essentially a rope climb. It's a bit harder and a bit easier in some ways. So instead of just being able to climb up a rope, which is not as hard as you think, you can use the wall. So the wall gets in the way of your feet, but it also, so you can use it to sort of push up. It's much more arm-based. Believe it or not, when you climb a rope, it's all legs, which should be all legs and like minimal arms, save your strength. This makes you use your arms a bit more. And again, no gloves. I probably wouldn't use gloves for this one either. So again, about the fourth time you've done that, your hands are starting to get pretty raw. That's a thick rope. It's a thick rope. Rings. This is, like, for most people, ring slings are pretty challenging. Everyone who's going to be at this event can nail rings. Everybody can nail rings. But when your hands are wet and you're tired, and you've got an extra 3 kilos worth of mud stuck to you, these get hard. Especially in the dark. Look how much gear these guys have got on. So he's running fast. And he's got at least 3 layers there. He's got the white shirt, a jacket. There'll be something under his shirt, I guarantee it. He's got what looks like ski pants. Yeah, ski pants and shoes. I mean, I'm not sure where this photo's taken from. This could be in like Poland for all I know. But it's gonna be fresh. Cool. So let's look at that. So I think the next couple of episodes, this is going to be a bit of a summary. We've gone through some of the basic rules. So there's, if you get an obstacle wrong, it's 20 burpees. We're doing it in a team of 4, so 2 guys, 2 girls. And it's as many laps as you can do in 24 hours. The start time was in there. I think it was, I'm guessing a little bit, was it 4 p.m? Or midday? I'm guessing. Don't guess, Pete. Find out. Anyway, it'll be in there. It's in there somewhere. Next episode, we're going to talk about some of the training that we've been doing. So we've been training for a while. We'll talk about, after that, our race kit. So I'm a complete newbie to 24-hour racing, especially in the dark. So I've done a lot of things like Ironman and triathlon, daylight Spartan races, but not like this. So there's some new kit, which is new to me. I'm taking my lead from my team captain. And then nutrition. So that's more my forte. So nutrition, mixture of solids and liquids, gels and whatnot, because you do not want to you want minimal solids in your body, because anything solid that goes into your body over a 24-hour period, it's got to come out again. Particularly when you are at a high intensity level, within hours, that food wants to come back out again, and that's a big problem. And then also, conversely, if you go too much onto the gel side, your body starts rejecting not having solids after a while. It'll start rejecting gels. So there's a real balance there. And then that's where my strength will come in a little bit, in how to handle that. And then we'll film some of the event itself and upload that. Then we might splice the whole thing together and make a big long video with all the episodes together at the end. So something that I was expecting, but not to the degree that I am experiencing it. More than any other sport that I've trained for, I am hungry. All the time. I could finish a massive meal and my stomach is starting to feel like it's pushing out. And you look down and it visibly is pushing out. And I'm still hungry. Just can't eat enough at the moment.